Hi, I'm Tim Elkhorn, the radio play-by-play voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you're watching Keeping It Real Sports.
With the Prince Bell, we watching Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in, it's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Save your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is. The real sports guy in the Sandman. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, Andy Sands. It's over, OVA. Game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning. NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Keep eye on the goal. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Another edition of Keeping It Real Sports. We want to make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, and by all means, share, tell a friend, to bring a friend, to know a friend, that we are friends. And we'd like to welcome you to another edition of Keeping It Real Sports. I'm your boy, the Real Sports guy, Steve Taylor. You know, he is the Sandman. Andy Sands out. I'm sorry, Andy, I get that twisted up every time because of the camera angles that we have. But, man, hey, look here, man. In NBA, NHL, is in full effect again. We'll break all of that stuff down for you. And the NFL is giving us another gift. The schedule release will kind of give you a jump start of that, man. We got so much going on. Look, man, I've got things going on today. Not going to be able to get down to the Albert Bell fight. He's fighting tonight. Huntington Center. Not gonna be able to make that. Sorry, Prince. And I know he's got a lot going on. I had a chance to touch base with him this week, but we definitely wish you the best. And man, keep that undefeated streak going. But how you going, my friend?
I'm doing great, Steve. You know, a little overcast today over here in the 216, but it's all good. It's a weekend. It's always good on a weekend. It's always good when we're together and when we're together with everybody here as well.
Yeah, it is, man. And so, hey, let's just get right into it, man. We got so much to talk about it, man. And let's just start with what we call
All right, partner. Well, today, you know, we have an unusual story coming hot off the press. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the Kentucky Derby right now. As we all know, Mage won the Derby last weekend, but not without some serious controversy, okay? And this is very alarming as an animal lover, more so than a sports fan. 7 horses in the span of 10 days leading up to the Kentucky Derby were euthanized.
Yeah, it is really sad, man. You know, the way it came down, and the other thing is more disturbing to me is 5 horses scratched from the Derby. You know, 2 horses died, man. I mean, directly to racing, in racing injuries before the Derby. You know, it all started with Wild on Ice. You know, he was the first horse to be euthanized. But again, 7 horses euthanized in that week, man. You know, it's just a lot going on. And really, when you look at it, you know, if you're really not into graphic scenery, you might want to not look at this one. But you know, you see here one of the horses that went down in racing directly at Churchill Downs. So, you know, it was you know, pretty disturbing, man. You know, if you're a racing fan, and Kentucky racing officials want to know what the heck is going on, man? Why are all these horses being injured? Is it something that's going on? And one trainer in particular, I'm not going to call him out. He's out there. You can reach him. You can see who it is, but he's been suspended because he's had multiple horses, not just injured, but euthanized. And the questions are, why are your horses being euthanized? Why are your horses being really injured in training? What are you doing in your training method? So, that's something that they're keeping their eye on.
Yeah, it's so troubling to hear that. I mean, listen, if a horse can't run or can't win a race, I mean, that's one thing. But to end its life, that's taking it too far. It's still an animal. It's still a creature of God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's very disheartening.
Yeah. It is. But I tell you what isn't disheartening. Quick hitters. Quick hitters.
All right, well, we said that, but we have to start with a melancholy quick hitter because we lost a legend this week, Steve. Coach Denny Crum, the legendary coach of Louisville basketball, passed away at the age of 83, or 86, I should say. Just an unbelievable coach. He's in the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame. He was fun to watch, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Steve, didn't he coach both the men and the women as well?
No, he was just a men's coach, but he was just so inspirational to other programs, man. He is Louisville basketball, 2 national championships, man. My tats off, man. Tip of the cap to the coach, Denny Crum.
All right, we got another quick hitter here tonight. I know you won't be able to watch this one either, but we've got the championship in the XFL. I don't know. Should we be that excited about it?
Well, the fact that they've gotten through a season, man.
They've gotten through a season. That's exciting. That's true.
And the whole thing was continuity, and we've definitely gotten that out of this league. And hey, look, man, it gives kids chances to play football, man. Opportunity
to get looked at by some NFL teams. There were a few players from the XFL that received tryouts after the draft was over. The reason I can't get too excited about this is you've got a team that's 5-6 or 5-7 going against a team that only lost one game. I don't know that.
You got to look at. Don't get mad at the players, man. It's the rules. That they rolling with, man. So. You can't hate them, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. But and your boy Jordan Tiamu, he's had a great season for the Defenders.
See?
I'm sure they're going to finish it off tonight. I would think.
Yeah, man. Yeah. They're too good offensively and defensively. They're solid on both sides of the ball, So.
Yeah. All right. And then we've got Hunter Dickinson, Steve. He's made a decision. A lot of people thought he might stay in the Big Ten to have some revenge towards Michigan. Not at all. He's going to go to Kansas. He's already received a larger NIL deal in Kansas than he did in Michigan. That was the main reason he left and hit the transfer portal, because he thought he was not treated the way he should have been.
Is that what you're going with? No, man. When you start recruiting your damn sons to play, man, and you start having your damn sons, man, be more impactful than me, and I'm 7 foot whatever, and I've been what the rock that Michigan has been built on, and you just want to throw that away, that had a little bit to do with it.
Well, see, you have more of an insight on that than I did. All I know is what I can read, and I read that he didn't even receive a 6-figure NIL deal at Michigan. He's already gotten that.
Yeah, but his boys got him, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know. I listen. I hear it. Trust me. I hear it. Hey. Oh, by the way.
Well, yeah. We do have. Oh, by the way, don't we? I guess.
Yeah, we do. We got 2 of them.
Okay. So let's try that again. Oh, by the way. Oh, by the way.
All right, I'm going to let you handle the first one because I want to handle the second one.
All right. Let's see, man. Put up the first graphic, man. There we go. Breaking news, man. So we've got the Commanders have actually been they've been sold, agreed to the Josh Harris group. Here's the thing, and it still has to go through the NFL owners. They have to be a majority group, so they have to vote on that thing, and I guess they'll do that at the owners meeting. But they, I think that they just want to get this thing over with, man. It's been long overdue, man. I think that the Commanders are looking to move on and let this new group get in and kind of do what they do. But the Commanders have been sold.
Oh, by the way, Steve Taylor, the Cleveland Browns have added to the defensive line, trading for Pro Bowler Zadarius Smith with the Minnesota Vikings. How about that move? Maybe they're finally going to give Myles Garrett the help that he needs.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, let's stay with the NFL and let's get to the hurry up.
Let's do it.
Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up!
Let's go. It's this week's Keeping It Real Sports News. We call it the Hurry Up.
All right, you talked about it earlier, partner. The NFL gave us a present this week, and it was an exciting one at that. We had the NFL schedule release announced earlier this week on Thursday night. So here's what we're going to do. We obviously don't have time to break down every single team and every single matchup, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the prime time games. We've got the Thursday night games, the Sunday night games, and the Monday night games. Okay?
Let's do it.
All right. First, we've got the Thursday and the Sunday. Sunday's actually on the left, Thursday's on the right, okay? The season will kick off with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Your thoughts initially on that matchup?
Well, Detroit better not ease into a damn street fight. I'm just saying, they putting you in there with the champions. But on saying that, if they're going to be right for a licking, it could be then when they be getting their rings that night and all of the attention to be on the glitz and glory, and then the Lions have come in with a whole training camp ready to just punch you in the mouth. That's what I expect them to do. Will it be enough? We'll find out what the Lions are made of week 1, I guess.
All right, give me one other game in that schedule that's got you excited. But remember, all these games can be flexed in and out because of the rights that
the way
has to do that.
Yeah, the way that they're kind of doing it now, I guess you're right. I guess if you look at it, that week 9 game between Buffalo and the Cincinnati Bengals, I guess we'll find out a lot about both of those teams, because general consensus is the Buffalo Bills are going to take a step back this year. And so we'll find out. And Cincinnati continues to just their upward tick. They're signing free agents now. So I don't think Cincinnati's falling off the track at all.
Yeah, the North's going to be tough, Steve. It's going to be tough. And when we get into our divisional breakdowns, we'll really get into it. But the game that, if I had to pick another game that I think they did a good job with the schedule on, how about week 12, Baltimore and the Chargers? I think that could be a very entertaining football game. So, All right, let's go over to Thursday night now. Now, I don't have Amazon Prime, so I don't get an opportunity to watch these as closely as you do. But we have a Black Friday football game for the first time ever. We're going to have a Friday night game in the NFL. It's the Dolphins and the Jets. Your thoughts on the matchup that they chose for that one?
Yeah, it's got to be disappointing for Cincinnati, being that they've lobbied for this for years and they really wanted that. They want it to be a tradition, the Black Friday game to be in Cincinnati. So I guess that would be a little disappointing as far as they're concerned. But, as far as the game, I think the matchup is pretty good. It's going to be, bringing eyes to the TV set, and I guess that's what they want to do at this time.
Yeah, and the Jets are on there twice. Look at that. They finished the season on Thursday night with the Browns in Week 17.
I'll tell you, the one thing that jumped out to me about the schedule makers is they didn't do the Jets no damn favors. That's for sure, because, now you've got this pretty glitzy quarterback. Okay, let's see him. So they put him on national TV. So you get Patrick Mahomes on national TV, and you get Josh Allen on national TV. You see what you asked for, Jets? You asked for it, that's what you get.
All right, let's move to the Monday night games. Here we go. We'll start the season off with Buffalo and the Jets. Is, you know, to your point that you just talked about, week 1. Week 2, we got a doubleheader in the South. We've got the Saints and the Panthers in the North. We've got the Browns and the Steelers. Now, Steve, looking at the Browns schedule, they have a lot of NFC North game or AFC North games up front in their schedule, and they have a very early bye week. They have a bye week in week 5 this year. They had a late bye week last year. They have a very early bye week this year. It'll be interesting to see if they can get off to the right note, because it's going to come down to, can you win the games in your division?
Right. Well, you know, that's kind of what the NFL has kind of leaned to. If you really look at the whole landscape of the NFL, Andy, the very first couple of weeks, they want to start bringing attentions to TV sets, because at that time it's still kind of warm. They could, you know, so they bring the intriguing matchups early on to kind of draw you back into the NFL with those intriguing matchups. We see the same thing with the Rams. They begin with 2 conference division opponents right off the top as well. If you look at the Rams schedule, for me, I looked at a couple of weeks in particular. I looked at the week 3 matchup against Cincinnati. Really thought about going, but I got to really looking at the logistics of things. Do I want to be in Cincinnati on Monday night? Maybe not. The next week, the Rams happen to be in Indianapolis for the Colts. That sounds like a better road trip to me.
Yeah, there you go. The game I'm actually excited to watch, Steve, on this schedule, how about Atlanta and Jacksonville? I think that could be a really fun game to watch.
Well, I tell you, Jacksonville's going to be a lot better than what people think. You know,
a lot of people say they're going to take a step back. I don't see it. I think they're going to
be. I see 12 wins on their schedule.
Yeah, they're going to be really tough to handle. All right, let's wrap up the schedule here with the holiday games. We've got the Thanksgiving Day games, the traditional Lions and Cowboys, obviously. We've got interdivisional matchups this year, the Packers and the Lions, and the Commanders and the Cowboys. And then we'll finish it off at night on NBC with NFC West matchup between the 49ers and the Seahawks. Steve, I like this lineup. All 3 games intrigue me. I'll be watching all 3 of them for sure.
Yeah, all of them seem to be all NFC games, so we know that the AFC will take center stage here in that weekend as well, you know. So.
How about the NFL competing with the NBA on Christmas Day this year, Steve? 3 games on the docket for the NFL. The Raiders and the Chiefs, Giants and Eagles, Ravens and 49ers. Once again, all divisional matchups.
Yeah. Well, you know, the whole thing, man, last year was a real pretty good Christmas because my Rams was one of the few games that they won that year. So, you know, I don't have anything against Christmas Day games. I kind of like them. You know, it gives you something to do. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, but you know who doesn't love it? The ladies out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for our thoughts on the release of the schedule. Obviously, we'll get into more highlighted games and matchups as we get into our NFL season towards August and September. But for now, on the surface, that's what we think we're going to be looking at, and that's what we're excited to watch.
Man, let's get into some of this hockey coverage.
All right, partner. Well, the Eastern Conference Finals are set. Florida finished off the Toronto Maple Leafs in overtime last night. They win the series 4-1. And then earlier in the week, you had the Carolina Hurricanes do the same thing to the New Jersey Devils. Ironically, both games were finished in overtime. So that now sets up the Eastern Conference Finals between the Hurricanes, Rob Brindamore and his gang, and the Florida Panthers. I'm excited about this series, Steve. I'll tell you why, because these two teams, it's going to be a great matchup. I definitely think it's going 7, okay? I definitely see it going 7 on the surface. I think Carolina's going to win the series just because they have home ice. I really believe that that's going to make a difference in this series. Even though Florida's had some success on the road and the way Sergei Bobrovsky's playing right now, it seems like they're a team of destiny, and maybe they are, and maybe I'm wrong. But to me, Carolina has better speed. They have better depth. I don't think they have better goaltending, but they can score the puck a lot more, I think, than Florida can when it comes down to it. I see the series being high scoring. I see it being fast. I see it being physical. I think it comes down to who can stay out of the box.
Andy, let me tell you a couple of things, man, that jump out to me about the Florida Panthers, man. The Carter Verhaeghe and Matthew Tkachuk line has been problematic all year. All they've done all throughout this postseason, all they've done is be productive. They were productive again last night. That line was responsible for 2 of the goals that were scored last night. Man, this team is playing with a purpose. They've knocked out the supposed to be favorites, and they're like, look, we're not even supposed to be here, man. We're just happy to be playing, man. That is the most dangerous team that you might want to play right now, man, is these Panthers, man. They're playing with a chip on their shoulders, man.
Without question. So who do you have in that series?
Man, I love the Florida Panthers, man.
How many games?
6.
Okay, there you go. All right, let's take a look at the West real quick, Steve. We've got Dallas with the 3-2 lead. Game 6 tonight. They can put away Seattle. Your thoughts initially on this game going into tonight? I think that the Stars want to finish the series tonight. I don't think they want to put themselves in a Game 7, despite the fact it would be at home.
Yeah, it would be in their best interest to go ahead and close the door here, man. The Kraken has been very feisty this whole postseason. I think that they kind of figured them out. A lot of the stars are starting to align now for Dallas, and they're getting better goalkeeping, man. I think it was pretty good. He's been solid the last several games, kind of steadied the ship for them. Domi has been who he is, and then you get to the return. The guy comes in, and in his first game he scores 4 goals. And then again solid. He's always seems to be in the right place at the right time. He was again last night. A couple nights ago, as he scored another goal. I just think that the stars are starting to align, so to speak, for the Dallas Stars.
So do you think they finish it off tonight?
Yeah, I think that they'll probably get it done.
Okay. All right, and then the other matchup last night, Vegas took a 3-2 lead in this series. Game 6 tomorrow. The Oilers are fighting for their season now, Steve. I did not like the way that they played last night. I thought they missed an opportunity. I really felt like they would go in there and take the series lead so they could finish it off at home. Now they have to find a way, which they haven't been able to do in this series, to win back-to-back games if they want to keep playing.
No one has in this series. That was the thing. That's why I bet Vegas last night. And the thing about the Oilers is everything that they did right the night before defensively, man, the forechecking they did not do last night. And also, they were very, very disciplined tonight. A couple nights ago, last night, they were very undisciplined. Last night, they gave up a goal on a 5-3, a 5-on-3. 29 seconds later, they gave up a power play goal. Another minute later, they gave up another goal. And then Skinner gets pulled for at that point. But the whole thing is them staying out of the box, man. When the Edmonton Oilers stay out of the box, they win. When they don't, they lose. It's simple as that, Andy.
And now you have to question, with Skinner getting pulled, do you stick with him throughout this series?
No, you go back to Skinner. You go back to Skinner.
Yeah,
you go back to Skinner.
You can't go to Jack Campbell this late when your season's on the line. And one other real quick, Steve. Gabriel Landeskog, the captain of the Colorado Avalanche, will already be out the entire 23-24 season. He's having surgery. It's possible this is the type of surgery that could end his career. Let's hope that doesn't happen for him.
Yeah, let's hope not. Hey, man, let's get into NBA updates.
All right, it's playoff time, partner, our most exciting time of all. And what gets more exciting than a Game 7, right? Nothing. Boston and Philadelphia will play Game 7 tomorrow afternoon on Mother's Day, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. But Philly had a chance, Steve, to put this series away. They weren't able to do it in the end. Does that come back to bite them? Who wins Game 7 tomorrow?
Yeah, man, I think that the Sixers really blew a golden opportunity to move on. I just think it's gonna be tough, man, going into to Boston, to where them dudes never lose game sevens. It's just kind of how it is. They never ever lose game sevens. But my question is, do you really trust Boston? So in this situation, I guess the question is, who do you trust more, Embiid or Tatum?
I've seen Jason Tatum do it before in game sevens. So I until I see Joel Embiid do it in a game seven, I've got to lean towards Tatum. And I do think that home court is going to play a factor in this game as well. And I thought all along the East was the Celtics to lose, Steve. Even though we were high on Milwaukee, I just had a feeling Milwaukee would trip up somewhere. I didn't think it would be in the first round. I thought maybe Boston would get them or Philadelphia would get them. But I had the Celtics once Milwaukee went down. I had the Celtics win in the East. I've got to stick with it. I trust Tatum. You might disagree with me, but he found a way the other night to put it on in the fourth quarter, even though he had a horrible shooting night up until that point. So because of that, I'm going to trust Jason Tatum.
Man, it's tough. It's tough. I'll say this. Philly wins. There's something to this Philly Laker thing, man. I'm just saying.
Possible. So who do you have in Game 7 tomorrow?
If I'm betting, I'm going to bet Boston.
Okay. All right. There you
go.
All
right. So that gets us to Miami, and I guess the recap of that, the bottom line of this, it was too much Jimmy. That's too much Jimmy. I mean, what more you want to say?
Exactly. He was money at the free throw line last night. That was a big difference in the game. I think he was 10 of 11. He had 24 points, and almost half of them came from the free throw line. But I really was impressed with Miami's defense late in that fourth quarter. Even though they had that stupid flagrant foul that almost gave the game away, they were able to clamp down when they needed to and force Jalen Brunson to be the most egregious turnover I've seen in quite some time that really put the Knicks season away.
Yeah, so there you go. The Knicks await the winner of the the Heat wait the winner of the Boston Philadelphia 76ers. Late last night, in case you were sleeping, we have the Western Conference Finals, man. Looks like it's gonna be the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets, the 1 seed against the 7 seed. Initially, your thoughts, real quick.
Denver's been underrated the whole season, but I'm really impressed with what the Lakers have been able to do to go from the play-in, Steve, to now the conference finals. I mean, I don't know that that's ever been done before.
Okay, well, so since you say that, can they go from the play-ins to the championship?
I think they can. I don't think they will. I think Denver wins it in 6.
Really? So, still sleeping on the Nuggets?
Well, obviously I'm not if I pick the Nuggets to win this series, right?
Oh man, it's gonna be real interesting because for me, it's gonna be a whole different animal because Jokic is a different dude, man.
Yeah.
He ain't them little dudes that y'all was going up against, AD. Anthony Davis. He ain't them little dudes there, man.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's the matchup to watch, but I also like Denver at the guard position. I think Jamal Murray is the difference in the series, Steve, and that's why.
Man, let me tell you something. The D that them boys play, man, Vanderbilt and Schroeder, that they put on Steph Curry, they were not letting Steph Curry out at all, man. Like Steph Curry was on a leash. And them brothers did not lose him at all. They were connected. So, they can play. That's the reason that they're in it. It ain't them, man. The stars, them guys can play defense, man. They lock you in.
And that's thanks to their coach, Darvin Ham. That's the one thing that they brought him in was because he's a defensive-minded coach. So, all right, partner, before we go, we got one last thing. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there tomorrow. Come on, you didn't think we would go without giving mom the credit, did you?
Yeah, see, and then speaking of mothers, man, I've got today a Mother's Day performance. So there you go. How about that?
All right.
See?
Everybody go
There
check
you
out
go.
Steve tonight over there. At,
There you go. So there it is. There it is, man. Yeah, man. So and then there's Joe talking about them Lakers. And then there's that.
Then there's that. Yeah, exactly. But hey, listen, it's been fun, but we better run. So until next time, we wish you a lot of love.
Peace, man. Chuck them deuces, man.